What's up, guys? Welcome back to Reject Films. Back with another review for you guys from the Warner Archive collection. And this is one I've seen before, but it's been a really long time since I've seen it, and just wanted to check it out again. And yeah, wanted to check out the Blu-ray quality. And this is available on a triple feature from Warner Archive here. And I believe the regular first one is back in print as well. I think it was out of print for a while. But anybody looking to pick these up, this is definitely the way to go. I think it was like, I think they're $30 for the 3-pack, or $22 a piece. So for $8 more than getting the first one, you can get all three off their website and probably from Amazon and stuff like that. I haven't checked the prices anywhere else, but you know, they were nice enough to send this to me for review, which is really cool. I wasn't sure if this is something I was going to be able to get because it was pretty high up there price-wise, as opposed to, but I guess I usually get a couple at a time, so this is, I don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah, thank you so much for sending this to me. It took me a long time to get around to this one, but I definitely wanted to at least get the first one done before the new Shaft film comes out. It doesn't look that great, to be honest, by the trailers and everything. I liked the one with Sam Jackson, the first one from, I think it was around 2000 when it came out, and waiting 19 years to do another one. Wow, that's, you know, with the same actor and everything. But Sam Jackson don't age like the rest of us, so he can do whatever he wants. But anyway, of course, this one stars Richard Roundtree as John Shaft, and really the only person I know in here. And of course, iconic music by Isaac Hayes and everything, so gotta love the Shaft score. I mean, the bass lines and everything in this movie, the music's great in here. Absolutely love the scenery in here as well. The shots of the city, you know, you get those nice long angle shots and everything, and you know, just Shaft walking through the streets, and just views of the city and everything is really cool. Great cinematography on here. And this is directed by Gordon Parks, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. He directed this one, and he directed Shaft's big score. He did not direct the third one, but he did a few other things as well. I believe he was involved with Malcolm X, somewhat involved with that. But he didn't do a whole lot of films, but definitely, you know, as far as blaxploitation films go, I mean, Shaft is, you know, gotta be number one for me. And I mean, granted, I haven't seen a whole lot, but, and I remember really enjoying this one the first time I watched it. I watched like all three of these. I think it was like me and my brother-in-law. We watched all three of them one weekend and everything. But that was probably 10 years ago or more. And I still enjoyed it this time around. Not as much as the first time, but it's one of those movies, and me and a buddy of mine agree, you know, movies like this, you got to put yourself in that time period. I mean, this came out in 1971, and you know, just the grittiness of this film, the realism of it. I mean, it's kind of cheesy in the gunfight scenes and everything like that, you know, compared to today's films. You definitely tell it's fake, but you do have blood and stuff like that. A few sex scenes in here. I think there's only one scene that actually shows nudity, but it's like I remember more than that. When I watched it the first time, I was thinking there was more. I don't know. But yeah, great movie overall. Basic storyline is, you know, Shaft's a private eye, kind of has little quarrels with the police like any private eye does, you know. They kind of do their own thing like he does, and kind of lives by his own rules and everything, and always looking out for his fellow man, just like the theme song says. But you know, he takes care of people that take care of him and everything like that. But you got your main crime boss, Bumpy is his name, which the guy that played him, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he did a great job. I forgot how good. I mean, he's not like per se the villain. They kind of work together against the mob here, and but I really like the guy that plays Bumpy there, and what happens is, just to sum it up for you guys, Bumpy's daughter gets kidnapped. He hires Shaft to try to find out who took her and everything. And he says he's kind of got a guess. His guess leads him to an old acquaintance by the name of Ben, who is like a small time drug dealer and everything like that. And they end up kind of teaming up, him and Ben. And the whole thing is he gets him to Ben to use Ben's like army of guys to get his daughter back from the mob. That's basically the storyline of this. He kind of tricks Shaft into to doing this, but at that point, he's not left with much of a choice. So, and he's getting paid a pretty handsome sum. So, I said that's the basic storyline of this. I'm not going to go into great detail in case anyone hasn't seen this movie, which I know there's probably a whole new generation of people gonna check this one out that haven't seen it since the new one's coming out. So I know people in their 20s and younger, probably haven't seen Shaft. I mean, probably first time hearing about it, with the new one coming out and everything. I believe it comes out on the 14th, if I remember correctly. So I definitely wanted to get this done before then, like I say. So I kind of, forced myself to go ahead and watch it and get this done, which I don't like doing, but I held off long enough. So, I've had this for quite a while, but with work, having me work different shifts and everything the last few weeks and things going on like that, I just haven't had a chance. But yeah, he's definitely a cool character, though. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than Shaft. I mean, just watching him walk down the street, and he's never like, one thing I always thought about was, if I had like enemies and things like that, I'd always be looking over my shoulder, watching my back. He doesn't do any of that. He's confident, cool, collective. Cool with the ladies. He's got one, I'll say, main squeeze in here. One real lady that he's got like an actual relationship with, but yet, I think he says in here he's not dead or whatever. As soon as there's one scene where he walks into a bar and, chicks checking him out right off the bat, and he just goes for it, man. He's just no lack of confidence whatsoever. But yeah, I really enjoyed it again, second time around. So it's been many, many years since I'd seen it, and it's an all-around just good film, and a little cheesy, like I say, by today's standards, but definitely cheesier than the remake from 2000. But I mean, Richard Roundtree definitely owns this role. I mean, it's one of those roles you can't imagine anybody else playing, and I know he's in the new one coming out too. And yeah, so that's really the basic, like I say, concept of this. I don't know if I'm going to throw up images from the movie or anything over there like I usually do. I just wanted to do a short review on this one. It's going to run maybe a little bit shorter than usual, but I'll definitely be doing Shaft's Big Score next and Shaft in Africa, which are the other two on this release. And from what I remember, Shaft's Big Score is basically Shaft with boats and helicopters. So Shaft in Africa, I don't remember a whole lot from. I say it's been so long, anything 10 years or longer since I've seen, I'm not going to remember much. But the third one was directed by John Gollerman, which I looked at his, I'll say, resume, and he's directed a lot of stuff. I believe he directed The Towering Inferno and things like that. But yeah, these do come on their own separate disc, as you can see, which is really cool. And I was thinking about getting the individual releases, but for movies like this, I'm not too concerned with it. And I mean, I always prefer individual if possible, but I mean, it saves space, and like I say, it's $8 more than one of these movies. So as long as they come on their own disc, then I'm good with it. Uh, yeah, so if you guys are thinking about picking it up, definitely grab this version here. I will say, I thought the audio was a little muffled, or whatever you want to say. I normally have my receiver on like 30, and I had to turn it up to like 20. And some of the words seemed a little off here and there, but the video quality was really good. There was a couple times here and there. I know there was one time in, I think they're eating or something like that in like a restaurant, and it seemed really like grainy and hard to make out what was going on there for a second. But then again, I don't know what they had to work with as far as the original. So, the original negative, how good they were able to clean it up. I'm sure they did the best they could. I don't believe. I mean, the first one is not an actual archive release. So, with that being said, I don't think they cleaned it up as good as they normally do the archive releases, because I'm yet to see an archive release like that. This is just a standard Warner Brothers release. There's no archive symbol on here. So, yeah. Shaft, 1971. Definitely check it out if you guys are fans of blaxploitation films, or just good action drama films like that, where it deals with the mob and everything like that, and the heart of New York City, I believe, is where it takes place. Doesn't say on here. I think it was New York though. Yeah, because they go to like Manhattan and stuff. Yeah. So yeah. Let me know if you guys have seen Shaft, what you guys think of the Shaft movies. If you like Sam Jackson taking over the role, I mean, I think he's the perfect fit for it, definitely. I gotta watch the remake again too. I think I have it on a DVD. I still have the old snapper cases of the originals there. I tried to sell them off for a few bucks recently at a yard sale, and nobody wanted them. So I don't know. It was a lot of people that weren't into movies. So I'm missing anything? I didn't really take notes. I just wrote down names so I'd remember. But yeah. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. If you guys are just fans of film in general, I think you'll enjoy it. Like I say, that's not my one of my favorite subgenres. I've seen a few films like it, but it's like Superfly. I definitely enjoy it better than Superfly. Yeah, so thank you again, Warner Archive, for sending this over, and I'll get the other two done as soon as I can. It's just been really hectic, and yes, I'm wearing the same stuff I wore in my last video, which was the Vinegar Syndrome unboxing, because it's the same day, and I don't feel like it's right to upload 2 videos in one day like that. So this will probably be the next day. After that, when it's uploaded, I'm not wearing the same stuff every day. So, yeah. Definitely check that video out, guys, and see what I got from them. I'm kind of coming down off the high from opening that up. That was just awesome. But, just really great companies out there. I mean, Warner Archive has been nothing but fantastic to me. The releases have been great. I will say on here too, I don't think it says it on here, but there is some features on the first one at least. There is a small 10-minute kind of behind the scenes featurette, making of type thing of it. A lot with the director, the editor, stuff like that. And there is trailers to the other films, and there is a TV episode on there too as well. Something happened with mine though. I was watching, I think I was watching the trailer to Shaft's Big Score, and it just kind of locked up and just said Shaft, and I couldn't get out of anything. I had to actually end up unplugging my Blu-ray player to reset it and get the disc out. I don't know if it was a player flaw or a flaw with the disc or what, but like I said, the first one is not an archive release. It does not say Warner Archive anywhere on the disc. It is just a straight up Warner Brothers release. And yeah, so you do have a few features on there. I'll probably check out the TV show episode. Man, I went way longer than I planned. Episode on there eventually. I really didn't even realize it was a TV show, I guess, until Archive put it out and I saw that the show was on there too. I was like, oh, okay, well. But again, it's one of those ones where, there's language and nudity and stuff in the movies, so that's not going to be in the show. I think it was on regular TV, unless it was on like I don't think they had HBO and Showtime and stuff back then. So yeah. So that's it for this review, guys. Again, I still enjoyed the film, even though it's been many years since I've seen it, and it didn't hold up as well as the first time, but it's still an all-around good movie. I mean, it's definitely one that you need to see if you're a fan of film, just to have seen it, if nothing else. So, yeah, stay tuned. Look forward to reviewing the other ones for you guys. I'll try to do more in-depth, but I didn't want to give, like I said, everything away for the first Shaft, because I feel like it's a movie that everybody needs to experience first time themselves without knowing everything that goes on. But, yeah, until next time, take care. Ah.